We live in a world where short-term gains are constantly glorified. We watch people cut corners, dilute their quality, and trick their patrons, all while congratulating themselves on their cleverness. We fall into the dangerous trap of believing that as long as we aren't caught today, we have won. But the universe keeps a flawless loop. Wealth acquired through deception carries a hidden interest rate that eventually bankrupts your entire life. Land deep within a bustling valley at the base of a great mountain, a milkman named Tony owned a small herd of healthy cows. Tony was initially a hard worker, but as the village grew, a cold, aggressive greed began to rot his mind. He looked at his daily earnings and grew intensely frustrated by the natural limits of his cows' production. "Why should I wait for nature?" Tony muttered to himself, "when the river flows for free right behind my barn." Tony devised a highly calculated scheme. Every morning, long before the sun broke over the mountain, he would milk his cows and then carry the heavy pails down to the rushing river. He began adding a small amount of river water to each container, carefully mixing it to ensure the color remained white. At first, he only diluted it by 10%. The villagers noticed nothing, and Tony's pockets grew heavier. Instead of being satisfied, his greed mutated. Within months, Tony was mixing his milk with nearly 50% river water. He began boasting to himself about his brilliant business model, viewing the honest farmers around him as foolish and slow. He used his ill-gotten wealth to buy expensive robes, fine jewelry, and a large, ornate chest to store his mounting gold coins. When a loyal elderly customer complained that the milk seemed thin and lacked its usual richness, Tony scoffed. "The weather is changing, mother. My milk is as pure as heaven." He lied without a single blink, completely blind to the fact that he was trading his reputation for cheap metal. One evening, Tony decided to take his accumulated fortune to the grand market across the river to purchase a massive estate. He packed every single gold coin he had stolen through deception into a heavy leather pouch, tying it tightly to his belt. As he stepped onto the narrow, creaking wooden footbridge that spanned the raging river, a sudden, violent summer storm cracked across the sky. The winds howled, and the river rose instantly, churning with fierce power. Halfway across the bridge, Tony lost his footing. He slipped on the wet wood, his arms flailing wildly as he tumbled over the side and plunged directly into the freezing, turbulent water. Tony was a strong swimmer, but the immense weight of the gold coins strapped to his waist dragged him down like a lead anchor. He fought frantically for air, his lungs burning. He reached down to untie the pouch, but the water had swollen the leather knots, locking his fortune to his body. As he struggled against the current, the river seemed to mock him, its roaring waters matching the very element he had used to cheat his neighbors. Then, with a final desperate burst of energy, Tony managed to claw his way onto a jagged rock near the shore. But as the fierce current slammed against him, the heavy leather pouch split completely open. Tony watched in absolute horror as every single gold coin spilled out, sinking instantly into the deep, dark mud of the riverbed, washed away forever by the very water he had used to dilute his integrity. He crawled onto the bank, completely broken, shivering, and destitute. The story of Tony teaches us that what you gain through deception will ultimately be reclaimed by the source of your deceit. You can never outsmart the foundational laws of honesty. When you dilute your character, your business, or your relationships for a quick profit, you plant the seeds of your own absolute ruin, creating a fragile illusion of success that cannot withstand life's storms. Build your foundation on absolute purity and unyielding excellence. Let your currency be your honesty, and let your word be your bond. It is infinitely better to possess a single coin earned with honor than an entire ocean of wealth built on a watered-down soul.